Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I've upgraded to version 18. Well, it's 0.18.1 now. I was waiting to do it for a while because anytime a new version comes out, a lot of the mods will not work anymore, especially when you go from a major version like 0.17 to 0.18. So I had to wait a little bit for mods. Now at this point, there are still 4 mods that I was using that are not updated, but I think I can live without them. One of them is Auto Research, Power Grid Comb, and Or Eraser. Now, I don't think I really will need, Power Grid Comb would be nice to have, but it's not real important. So, and I can do without Or Eraser since I've already cleaned up inside my base. And Auto Research, I can do without too, because at this point, the research choices are going to be pretty limited anyway. So now Big Brother did concern me because the range of a normal radar without any improvement is not big enough to cover an entire grid square, even if I put it right in the center. So I downloaded another mod called Radarplus for RSO that is updated. And that one's a lot more simple. It doesn't have any research or anything to go with it. All it does is it increases the range of the radar by 4 times. I think it increases the scanning speed by 4 times as well, and it increases the power consumption by 4 times. So it's a pretty simple mod. But when Big Brother was removed, it deleted all the radars that I had in the base, so I had to go around and place new radar. So what I did, I started the first row down here, so this covers the entire first grid and part of the second. And then I had to place them in every column. So from side to side, I have a lot of overlap in radar coverage, and then going from south to north, I just placed them wherever I needed them to just make sure that I cover everything, right? So the first one's here. The second row is right there. The third row is here. And fourth row is there. And then I put one more way up here at the top. And then I had to place a radar at my outposts and places where I needed a little bit of extra coverage. So, but anyway, everything's covered again and we're good to go. So what I want to do today is start trying to get some rockets launched. So I've already set up the train station. Okay. So we talked about, well, what I did is I tried to figure out what I would need for the space science, okay, to do 90-minute space science. So to do that, we're going to need some, we're going to need the rocket control units, the low density structures, and the rocket fuel, of course. The challenge comes in making the satellites. Because the satellites require blue circuits. They also use low-density structures and rocket fuel, and then they also need solar panels, accumulators, and radar. Okay, so that's 6 ingredients, and all of them need to be manufactured, right? There's none of them are just plates or anything. So, so then I broke this down into each one. So solar panels will need copper, steel, and green circuits. For the accumulators, we need iron and batteries. For the radars, we need iron gears and circuits. And then the gears, of course, just take iron plate. So the ingredients we need to bring in here are going to be iron plate. I'm not sure why it's not showing here. Maybe that's because of the upgrade. I could try reconstructing this. But anyway, we need iron plate. We need green circuits, batteries, copper plate, steel plate, and then the 3 rocket components. Oh, and blue circuits. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 different ingredients. All right, so I set up the receiving stations for the 9 ingredients. I have not finished setting them up completely. This one's still... Okay, yeah, I still need to rename the stations. This one says battery, so this one will need to be iron plate, and then I think I got the rest of them. Okay, iron plate is 4K. Okay, so we'll have iron plate, batteries, circuits, steel, blue circuits. This says low density structure, but I have low density structure there, so one of these can be copper. Anyway, we'll have to set up all the stations here. All right. So let's figure out, so basically all the satellite components I'm going to have sharing belts. Okay, so I have 3 sets of combined belts, which here I have all going to the left side and then traveling up. And then I have the 3 rocket components on their own belts, just because those are going to be consumed in greater quantities, I believe. And those go next to that. Okay, so in total I've got 6 belts for each column. Yeah, so let's figure out how we want to group these. Okay, so if I do iron and green circuits on one belt, then I can do radar from one belt. And then we'll need iron and batteries for the accumulators. But then we also need green circuits, steel, and copper for solar panels. So maybe I do iron. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let's do iron and green circuits on the first belt. Okay. So then we have to rename this. So this is space science. Item equals iron plate. Unload. And this is space science. Item equals electronic circuit. Unload. So one good thing about this build is that I'm with TSM is that, and using these icons, is I'm learning all the proper names for all the items. Okay, so iron plate, this is going to be 2,000. No, it's 4,000 per wagon, but I'll just set the level for half a wagon. And then green circuits stacking 200, so that would be 8,000 a wagon. I'll leave that at 4,000. That'll give me half a wagon. Okay, so let's go ahead and assign the priorities and get those brought in while we work on the rest of them. Green circuits, 1. And nothing is coming. Okay, and that's because green circuits are backed up. I did see some issues. Look, I've got trains with green circuits in them. Okay. I'll send you to the depot early. I'm going to see what happens with these trains. I was seeing a problem with it. They were all going to the rocket control unit build, even though it doesn't need any green circuits. Okay, where's it going now? Okay. Good. So maybe it's working again. See, so these trains, they would go to rocket control unit. They would sit there, and then they would come back here to fill up again. And they would just continue to do that endlessly, and I'm not sure why. But hopefully this will fix it now. Okay, why can't? There we go. All right, I'll just let it go for now. Okay, and then where's my iron plate? Oh, okay, iron plate arrived already. Good. Okay. So with that, we can build the gears and the radar, and then the next one down the line should be, since we're still going to need iron plate, the next one down the line should be the accumulators. So let's put battery. Oh, you know what? We're going to have to continue that all the way for electronic circuits. Because we're going to need the circuits for the solar panels. So let's put batteries and, I don't know, batteries and copper. But first, let me check something, because I need to make sure that half a belt is going to be enough for all this stuff. Can I pin this? I don't see an option to pin this. Okay. In Hellmod, there was an option where you could pin this and it would put a little window up in the corner that just showed the number of factories and stuff. But anyway, so we're going to have gears. Let me put 2 accumulators and 2 solar panels, and then because I want to check, if half a belt is going to be enough for all this stuff. Okay, yeah, we'll be fine. Much less than half a belt required for each of these. Okay. Okay, so I guess we can just put, we can put batteries and copper on the next belt. And then we can do steel and blue circuits on the third one. Okay, so the copper plate, we're going to do 2,000. Again, that's half of a train. Batteries, I don't recall what the stack size is for batteries. It's 200. Okay, so that'll be 4,000. Check on green circuits again. All right, that one's filling up. See, this one says it's going over there. All of these do, or 2 of them do. I wonder if maybe I didn't hook it up properly. That could be a problem, right? Duh. Okay, so here I am blaming the game when the problem is that I didn't connect the chests. Okay. Well, I'm glad I figured that out. So what I'm going to do for these, let's change that to manual. Let's cancel that. Change that to manual, cancel that. And that one looks fine. Let's see, how are we doing on production? All right, we're doing fine. We're making green circuits as fast as we should be making them. All right, so we shouldn't be requesting another green circuit train for quite a while over there. All right, batteries. And copper plate. Okay, and then it was blue circuits and steel, right? Now, a blue circuit train holds how much? This is nearly full. Okay, so a blue circuit train is going to hold 4,000 altogether. So I'm only putting, what, 500 in a wagon? And I say 4,000 because I can see it's almost full. And its total contents are 3.3K. Right, because I limited the wagons. So yeah, it's 500 per wagon. I think I limited it to 5 slots in each one. So if I'm going to do half a wagon, then I'll set this to 250. Because there's only going to be 500 in a single wagon. And I should probably... Let me run next door and see how I have the limit set on that one, because I probably have a very high number and it'll take forever to get a train over here. I really don't need more science packs at the moment anyway. Yeah, set that to 500. What's this set to? 400. Okay. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this to manual mode. No, I probably shouldn't. I was going to say I'd rather send this load of blue circuits over here, but I'm afraid if I start messing with the trains when there's open requests in TSM, I might end up screwing things up, so I'll just let it go. Okay. So let's rename this one. The blue circuits are processing units. Okay, and this one was to be steel plate. And steel stacks in 100s. That gives us 4,000 per wagon, so 2,000. Okay. So I've already got, I've already got 3 open requests for blue circuits. And I'm about to add another one. I don't know why it's so slow. I mean, I know why it's slow. Maybe I need to decrease the limit. I just want to check something on the Factorio planner for 90 a minute. Blue circuits, I need 60 per minute blue circuits. Well, I should go and adjust the quantities for all the blue circuit stations like I did with this one. Otherwise, it'll never get the request fulfilled. So I'll do that between episodes. Okay, so we have a ton of requests for blue circuits, and I'm about to add another one, so we're going to be starving for blue circuits for a while. All right, so maybe I will mess with this. Okay, so I'm going to send it there to unload. So at least we get some blue circuits. And then I'll send it back to load and back to the depot. And maybe that won't mess up things too badly. All right, and we're already asking for more. All right, that's okay. Okay, and our steel is here as well. Okay, great. So now at least we can get this thing running. Okay, and then these are already updated. I got the rocket fuel here, I got the low density structures, and I have the rocket control units. Okay, so all the ingredients are in place. Now I'm sure that I'm not going to be able to get this to fit within 7 squares because I have so many belts. So we'll just do the best that we can. So I'll start here. This is the middle, right? So I'll start building the first one. Well, yeah, I'll just place my first machine there. Okay, so I'm going to do gears and radar first. That's an easy one. Okay. And this is going to take the iron and circuits. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Okay, now where do we put the radar? Isn't that a good question? Because I still need iron and circuits farther down. So that doesn't give me the luxury of using another belt. Although, if we do this, that would work, right? Okay, and then we're going to need 2 accumulators. And maybe I should put those on this belt too. This is going to be on the far side. Okay, and then these are going to need iron and batteries. Yeah, I'm gonna let's not connect this yet. Okay. So iron, it'll get from that belt, and batteries, it'll get from the far belt. Let's try that again. There we go. And then I'll copy the same thing down here. All right. Okay, and then we can output there. And then at that point, I no longer need iron. But I do still need the green circuits on that belt. And that's going to be for the solar panels. Which needs circuits, copper, and steel. So those are going to have to pull from all three belts. Okay, that should work. Okay, yeah, that should work. Now, where do we put the solar panels? I don't need batteries after here. But it's going to be hard for me to cut them out. I think what I could do I was going to say, maybe I could just mix all these ingredients on this belt. I would have to limit the output of the radar somehow. Okay, well, let's take a look at this again. All right, so the satellite doesn't need anything except for the blue circuits at this point. So only this belt needs to continue on beyond here. So maybe what I do is I just do this. Or here, let's do it like that. Because these other three belts I'm going to be running down the other side. And they'll just have to jump across here. I can't think of a better way to do it, really. Okay, and then yeah, unfortunately, I think that's really the only way I can do this. Okay, and then this will be for the satellite. Okay, so from here we're getting solar panels. From this belt we're getting accumulators and radar, and then from this belt we're getting the blue circuits, and then I just need low density structures and rocket fuel. Okay. So these three, we're going to be doing this. Son of a gun. Okay, well that's okay. We can use a red belt to jump across, and this would have been better if rocket control units were on the inside belt instead. Okay, well I can fix that. Okay, so these are going to travel like that. And then the rocket control units, I'll run up like this. Okay, that's a simple jump across with a yellow. This needs a red. Okay. And then here we'll get the rocket fuel and the low density structures. And then they'll continue to go past. And we'll deposit the satellite right there. Okay. So that's the build. Now we got to get power to everything. That should cover us there. That'll cover there. I'll put that one there. That one there, and that one there. And I'll throw in lights in a few places. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this farther north because I'm going to need a lot of room to maneuver all these belts around. But I don't want to go too far north because I still need room for the rocket silos. So let's see if this will work. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's kind of a shame that I have to do all this work to make satellites very slowly, but you know, it's keeping in the spirit of our build, which is having 8 parallel factories all producing the same thing and not mixing resources between cargo wagons coming in and cargo wagons coming out, and that's how we keep the factory balanced without having to have a zillion belt balancers all over the base, which eat up UPS. I think that was the primary motivation that Alexei had for not using belt balancers. But I also think that designing the base so that belt balancers are not needed, I think is also just a great idea. I mean, when we look at it, you know, for these low volume builds, I think it would certainly be more efficient resource-wise to use the balancers, you know, rather than to have multiple parallel factories that are all producing things at a very low rate like this. But yeah, I'm going to need to go back to resupply. Yeah, we just need undergrounds. Okay. Yeah, so we'll get this working and then we'll set up the rocket silos. So I'm going to have 8 parallel rocket silos. I've already crafted them. They're in this cargo wagon back there. And I also made productivity 3 modules for each of them. So I have 32 prod 3 modules, 4 for each wagon, or 4 for each rocket silo. Sorry. What's this queue for? Oh, low density structures. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause a minute while we resupply, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. I've been resupplied, and I'm heading back to the area so we can finish this up. It's going to take a while before we see a rocket launch. Reason for that being, to get 90 science packs a minute, space science, we only need 0.8 of a rocket silo. With productivity modules, well, let me do the math here. We get 1,000 per launch divided by 90. So 1 launch every 11 minutes. That would be if we only had 1 silo, but we have 8 of them. So we're looking at what, probably over an hour before we need to launch all 8 silos. So the first rocket launch is going to take a long time. But we will, we'll get, my plan here is to launch our first set of 8 rockets, and then I'm going to shut this down, and we'll start working on expanding the base. Okay, so we'll get our rocket silos, we'll do the first launch. That'll allow us to start doing some research. What I want to do is just do a few levels of mining productivity. So for example, if I queue up 1, 2, 3, 4 levels, let's say, the first one's going to be 2,500. The second one will be 5,000. Okay, so we'll be able to get 4 and 5 done with 8 rocket launches, because that'll give us 8,000 space science packs. All right, so now that this is done, we can start feeding the belts. Okay, so this one is going to be the easy one. That'll go like that. And then I should probably start, yeah, let's do this one first. I probably should have gotten more belts. All right, so that'll go like that. Actually, let me send my train back. Well, before I do that, I'm going to grab all the yellow belts. I'm going to hook this one up last. There we go. I'll hook this one up last so that it'll start pulling trains after all these other ones are hooked up. Okay. And then I'll copy that corner right there. No, right there. Right there. And please, God, tell me I have enough room to do this other one. I suppose I should do this one first. Yeah, I think it'll work. Oh no, that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Uh-oh. What am I gonna do? Ugh, man, that's ugly. Okay, but it works. think the other side will be easier. Send that back to get more belts. I don't think I'm going to need them, actually, but can't hurt to have them. Okay. So now... Yep, I think... Okay, but I want to do that one last. So let's just... Whoops. Crap. There. Let's just reserve that space. Okay. Yeah, so these 6 will come up like that. Okay. And then these 6. Like this. Nope. Okay, I only want that. Okay, and then I only want that. And that goes there. Okay, well, let's hook it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hope this works. Oh, that's a drag. Crap. Oh, man. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, it's going to be a little bit unbalanced now. Okay, because I picked up extra rocket fuel. spread it across all 8 lines, and then over here I got some extra low density structures. I don't know. All right, where else did I need a pole? Right here. Okay, it's all working now. Not quite as pretty as I had hoped. And, okay, yeah, there's the radar. Awesome. And this is just waiting on gears, I suppose. Yeah. Takes a little while to get those 5 gears. Okay. All right, well, it's working. We're getting everything we need. We'll just have to wait a while for the solar panels. Okay, let's bring the train back, because my train has the rocket silos in it. Here it comes. Okay. Now we set up our 8 rocket silos. Okay. And fortunately, these will all fit directly in front. So I'll just line them up like this. Leave a little bit of space. Yeah, 1 space in between each. Okay. And then we put in our productivity modules for each. Okay, and that'll give us a 60% speed penalty and a 40% productivity bonus. And then I'll just use, I mean, I really don't think we need stack inserters, but I'll put stack inserters for when for when things get faster at a later point in the game. And then I'll place a single stack inserter on the output. And then I think we'll power this up with substations. Or maybe we don't need to. Yeah, let's just do that. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. All right, and then we want to set these to auto launch. Okay, so as soon as they're ready to launch and they have a satellite, they will do so. And they should all launch at approximately the same time. Okay, and then the space science packs will come out the other side. Okay. Now we wait. We're at 20%. Nearly. And you can see how this productivity bonus is just really huge for us here, because normally to launch a rocket, each rocket part gives you 1% of a rocket. So normally to launch a rocket with no modules, you would need 100 each of the rocket control units, low density structures, and rocket fuel, right? And those are all very expensive components, as you can see by the total raw ingredients. But with 4 productivity modules, you only need 720, I believe, because we're getting a 40% productivity bonus. Right, so we need 720 for the rocket itself, and then the satellite, the satellite consumes some of it as well, but definitely saves a ton of resources. And in this case, the speed penalty is, we don't really need to worry about it at all, because we're still going to be feeding it with the components more slowly than what this can produce. I mean, right now it's running full speed just because we have full belts already, but before too long, these stations are going to empty out. Well, they're already starting to empty out, and they're just going to be waiting for more to come in. So eventually these things will just be kind of sitting here until they get enough parts, and then they'll make another rocket part, and then they'll wait a while, and it'll go kind of slowly. Now, when we get to 2500, 2.5K, it'll go a lot faster. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so if we were going to do space science packs, 2,500 per minute, which is our goal. Rocket silo. Okay, rocket parts. Yeah, we would need 24 rocket silos. In this case, we're going to add speed beacons, or beacons with speed modules. So I don't know. Let's see what's okay. Yeah, so if we have 2 beacons on each silo, then we'll still only need 8 silos. So that's what we'll do for endgame. We'll just add to each of these, we'll place 2 beacons, and those can be, you know, we could put 2 on each side here with speed modules, and then they'll be able to keep up. Actually, we might need more than that because the actual launch animation takes something like a minute. No, not a minute, maybe like 30 seconds. So we'll have to consider that too. So we'll actually need to finish the production cycle 30 seconds faster than what we need so that it has time to complete the launch animation and then start making rocket parts again. So in our case, for 2.5K per minute, we essentially need 2.5 launches per minute to get 2,500 science packs. And if we have 8 divided by 2.5, so we'll need to launch every 3.2 minutes. All 8 of them. Okay, I came here for something. What was I coming here for? I'm afraid I don't remember. Well, it'll come to me. One other thing I wanted to show you is my uranium train. You know, remember that little 1-1 train that I made? Okay, it's here in the main base now. This little guy needs to refuel. And because it only has a single locomotive, it's looking for a reloading station called fuel stop 1, because that's the way that TSM works. It looks for a fuel stop that's called fuel stop with the number of locomotives appended to the end of it, right? So these are both fuel stop 4s, because that's what most of our trains are. So all I did is I just added another stop right here called fuel stop 1 that only has access to a single loader of nuclear fuel. So when that little train needs fuel, it'll come to this stop, it'll get fueled up, and then it'll come out and it'll run past the fuel stop 4. And if we had other size trains, you know, we could add a fuel stop 2 and a fuel stop 3 if we wanted to. But right now I only need 4 and 1. And I only put that station on one side since there's only one train, and it'll be very rare or very infrequently that it needs to refuel. Okay, well, let's take a look at our network. All right, so we've got open requests for the rocket parts. I would like to make sure that I get low density structures here before I get them at utility science. I really don't care too much about utility science right now. I want to get my rockets launched. So I wonder if there's a way, I think there's a way that I can prioritize the receiving stations. Process priority. Yeah, so I think I can set a lower priority for utility science. I'm not sure what I did there. How the hell did I die? What? Oh, did I launch? I didn't die. I missed it. Crap. All right. Well, sorry about that, guys. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to see that. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait for the next one. We'll do 8 more so that we can watch it. And now I remember why I came here, and that's to set up a train for science packs. Okay. So we'll go to space science until full or inactivity. And then we'll go to space science unload until empty. Okay. Let's just ride this one over. I didn't expect that to finish so fast. I guess we had enough parts loaded in to finish that first round of launches. Well, sorry for the buzzkill there, folks. Okay, well, that'll take a little while to load. Oh, I noticed there's a new sound to chest now. Cargo wagons sound the same, but the chests sound different. Okay. Yeah, see, we're already at 23%, but now we're starting to run short on stuff. All right. Well, here we'll at least take the train so that we can witness the first unloading of space science packs at least. This whole series is just ruined now. Yeah, what a bummer. Okay, and 5 seconds. Go. And I want to do mining productivity first because that's going to help a lot with making more and more stuff. Okay, awesome. All right, so the next launch should take place in about an hour or so. And I'll I'll try to make sure that we're all there to witness it. I think it'll be cool to watch 8 rockets go up at the same time. Okay. I don't need to see that. All right, good. So now we're getting our science done. So let me see if I can deprioritize low density structures and blue circuits over here. So what if I change process priority to 2? That might not change any pending requests. Well, I won't know. I mean, this is just showing the requests. It doesn't, I don't know that this necessarily shows me what priority they're going to be delivered in. I suppose we'll find that out. I'm hoping that it processes the priority when the train gets to the depot. Okay, where else are we asking for blue circuits? Rocket control units and space science. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go first. And there's our space science train. Okay. Now I want to change the schedule. So here's what I'm going to do. I want it to leave when it's full, or it's been waiting for at least 5 seconds and it has at least some science packs, right? Otherwise, it'll just come here, it'll wait for 5 seconds, not have anything, and then it'll continually loop around like that. I don't want that to happen. So I only want it to leave if it has something and it's been waiting for at least 5 seconds because it's got, well, yeah. Yeah, so this will work. So let's have this loop back around, and then we should see that it'll stay here. Even though it's been 5 seconds, but it'll stay here because it doesn't have anything to deliver yet. All right. Now I wonder if it's going to leave as soon as it gets its first piece of cargo. Okay, so here's what we can do. We can have it leave only when it's greater than or equal to 8,000, right? Because it's never going to pick up less than 8,000 science packs. 8,000 is the minimum cargo that it can get, since these things are produced 1,000 at a time in 8 parallel factories. Or we could simplify this even further. Because even in endgame, it's going to leave... I mean, this thing's never going to get full. So let's just have it load until it's got at least 8,000. And then it'll take it to unload. Simple enough. Or the other thing I could do is I could just leave it so it's full, and then I can just limit the cargo wagons to 1 stack each. Maybe that's even simpler. Yeah, let's just do that. I think that's what I'll do. Two ways to, I mean, yeah, like everything in Factorio, there's multiple ways to achieve the same thing. All right. Yeah, so we need to limit these to a single stack. Now with space science packs, they stack in, the stack size is 1,000. Or no, stack size is 2,000. Okay, so that would be 2 launches. All right, yeah, so let's go back to what I was doing before. Forget the limits, we'll just make it so that it waits until it has 8,000. Okay, so let's do cargo is at least 8,000, and it's not loading anything else. Okay, I mean, there could be a situation where the train gets stuck somewhere, it can't pick up. Maybe we get more than one launch done and there could be more than 8,000. So that way, if we get 8,000 and it's still loading more, then okay, it'll wait until it's done loading. So I think that'll be good. Okay. So now we are just waiting for rocket control units. Or no. We're waiting for low density structures. So let's see how low density structures are doing. We're almost ready for another train load. And this looks like it's going to be going to unload over there. I have 2 extra trains here that I need to remove. So I'm going to send them over to the fuel stop so I can pick them up. And the reason they're here is because I didn't remember that I already had 2 trains out there, so I deployed 2 more trains to pick up and come over to this depot. And so they're not needed. And I only have 2 depot slots, so that's why I just deactivated those trains, because I didn't want to have more trains than I have depot slots. Okay, and our mining productivity research is going at full speed. So, yeah, so that mining productivity is going to help a lot. We have a 30% bonus right now. Once we get 4 and 5 done, and if we're going to get another 8,000 science packs, we could also do level 6. Okay, so each level gives us 10, so we'll be up to 60% productivity bonus on the mining. That'll not only make our ore patches last longer, but it's also going to allow our trains to load faster, which is going to be important as we start to scale up our production. So, okay, well, that'll do it for today. Sorry for the missed launch, everybody. We'll catch the next one, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.